So I came across this live on TikTok, and it's somebody probably a lot of conservatives follow. And it was a live with a whole group of people. And one of the people in there is not a Trump supporter. And they said they've been to a Trump rally and that they just weren't convinced. And yet there's like 8 other people in this live. And I'm thinking, why hasn't somebody said, well, it doesn't really matter if you don't like him. Do you know what happened in 2020? Because you should care about that. Maybe they just didn't think about it. But nobody said anything like that. They just said, oh, it's okay if you don't like Trump and like everything's normal. No, everything is not normal. This 2020 was not a normal election. So when I see even these big TikTok creators, when they go live and stuff, and supposedly they've had all these accounts taken down, and yeah, they may have had the accounts taken down, but they certainly, when they get back on and have their new channel, they're right back up to the same numbers they had. See, what America, the establishment, doesn't really want more than anything in the world is they don't want really the real Americans to speak. They don't. They don't. They want the left to speak, the right to speak, whether it's politicians, whether it's media people, even if those media people have left mainstream media. Do you think you think just because they leave mainstream media, you're taking the mainstream media out of them? Think again. Okay? These are people that have, you'd think that they have millions of dollars. Why do they keep doing this? They have millions of dollars after all their years in the media. So why are they now creating their own platform, aligning with Elon Musk? And then it starts trickling through to Patrick Bet David and his show, which is over 1 million that follow him. And then it trickles in now. Roseanne has her own podcast, so all of them have been on there. So not all of them, but some. Then they do a podcast together, the Alex Jones, the Elon Musk, Vivek's, the one running, Vivek Sawant, I can't remember his last name. But it's all just them. And it's the same thing on TikTok. Like, I'm not trying to say there's not people, I know there's people on TikTok that truly are true Americans and they have a lot of followers. But there's some that even the ones that say that they're Trump supporters, I question. Because it's like they're a character. They're playing a character. I don't know if that makes sense. They're very entertaining. They're very entertaining. They do great short videos. But yet, and then they do these lives, and there's just always an agenda, either that it's, somebody's coming to save you, or it's trying to legitimize the 2020 election. Because when nobody in a live is speaking up and saying, well, I'm sorry that you don't like Trump, that's okay, yeah, but that person, nobody along the way told her what happened in 2020. Do you get what I'm just like, doesn't, like, if you want fair elections and for you to have the choice, okay, even though you want to completely ignore the obvious, and somebody that was a Trump supporter took you to a rally, yet didn't explain to you what happened in 2020, like, that should matter to you? That should be a reason that Trump should be in anyway, is because of what was stolen from him that he worked for. Just really, people are nuts. It's nuts. But I think what the establishment doesn't want more than anything, they don't want the average Americans to be heard. That's why you got your Megyn Kellys, Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, Alex Jones. Take your pick. Have they brought some truth to the table? Sure, because they have to bring you in, make you trust them. But yet, those people all have promoted X. And they have gone as far as to say that poor Elon is being targeted by everyone. Really? Because he's still silencing Americans. So I want to call bullshit on that. Yeah. Is he really being targeted? Well, maybe for something else. But he lets people on there. He lets conservatives on there, and they obviously, Tucker carries his show and says a lot of things that I would agree with. However, still the average Americans don't get a voice. So are those people like the Megyn Kellys and the Tucker Carlsons, and the like Megyn Kelly recently has said that we haven't heard the last of Epstein, and it's put it out there to people that like he's still alive and, you know, and witness protect. And yet it's like, why is she saying stuff like that? Because she says it as if she has some inside information. Yeah, I don't trust any of these ones that left mainstream media. I'm just going to be honest, I don't. Because they left there to come into social media to try to take it from the average Americans. They did. Because then their podcasts get millions of followers, and yet they can be saying the same things I am, and they won't get taken down, they won't get silenced or shadow banned. But I will. And so will other people. Why is that? Well, because they want to hear, they put the controlled people, they let the controlled people say that stuff. But see, they don't want people like me speaking up, because I can actually, you know, I was a witness, literally a witness that took care of young women fresh out of trafficking. You'd think that any of these podcasts might be interested in that, right? Given that I saw that, never seen that in any of my nursing career. And yet I saw that. I took care of these women, and it was directly related to the policies of Trump. Because they don't want true average Americans having a voice. They don't. It's very sad. It's very sad, because I don't look at these people as really Americans. They may have been born in this country, but they're promoting platforms that are silencing people like me, or that are not giving me reach. And really, you sit back and you say, well, it's just maybe people don't want to watch my videos, which could be totally true. I mean, compared to Tucker and these people that are very, you know, they're rehearsed in all this. But never have they talked about the trafficking, not to the level of how much Trump was doing for it. Or about I reported those blacklisted cameras that were facial recognition cameras. I've talked about that. You'd think that be something that's important to all these heroes that are, all these platforms that make themselves out to be heroes that go on to write all these books, right? You'd think that stuff would be interesting to, or be of concern to them, that a hospital, the week of lockdowns, put in facial recognition cameras and herded all their employees in one entrance. Shutting off all the other doors. That's a little concerning, given that it's a fire hazard for one, but also that employees would get picked up on these thermal cameras. But nobody cared. And those same people that care have now infiltrated Megyn Kelly, Tucker, take your pick. They've infiltrated into all the media spaces, but YouTube won't take their videos down. They'll say that they take their videos down, and maybe every now and then they come down, but nothing like how many of mine come down, or others. And Rumble just toys with all my videos. And for Elon Musk to say you can have free speech but not freedom of reach, well, that's just suppressing people. So when those platforms suppress people, what are they really doing? They're suppressing votes, in my opinion. Because freedom of speech is all about hearing from everyone. So every platform that takes people down, I don't give a shit what their reasoning is, misinformation. That's our country. There's no such thing as hate speech. It's just speech you don't like. But you're suppressing votes. So you're not American. And so then everybody that goes on to promote your platform is promoting and trying to brainwash people into believing, oh no, they're all on our side. No, none of them are. None of them are. Those people just left mainstream media. They're infiltrated social media to try to take away from the voices of the average Americans, because, well, I don't think this country's ever wanted to hear from the average Americans. So it's a damn shame.